All right, everyone. So let's just get settled into our meditation posture, comfortable seated position. If you are sitting at your desk, feet flat on the floor. All right. About a hip's width apart. And really try and feel a connection between the floor and the soles of your feet. So very often, if you're feeling a little ungrounded and you kind of don't know what to do with yourself, the place is noisy, maybe you can't meditate, or you've forgotten to breathe. One very easy, very quick way to do it is just to get to the soles of the feet. Start there. So be sitting on top of your sits bones, shoulders aligned with the hips, and ears aligned with the shoulders. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just really lengthen the spine. Now bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, and the mouth, back of the head, back of the neck. And allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat, the chest, and the belly, and all of your limbs. Just notice the sensation of the air as you inhale and exhale. Just be aware of any sounds in your environment and just allow them to be there, trying not to follow them with the mind. You know, we're very happily distracted all the time. And then just notice what's arising in your mind. We had a 4 point something earthquake here at around about 7 o'clock, 6:37. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, is there any more shaking coming? But no, nothing. So whatever it is that might be distracting you right now, whatever it is you're thinking about, wherever your mind is going, let's just notice what's there. Now, even though I know we live in earthquake country, when the pots and pans start rattling on the stove, it's a little bit disconcerting, and the house starts shaking a little. Maybe you had a meeting today with someone that is in the foremost of your mind. Maybe you have something exciting happening tomorrow that you need to plan for, get up early for. Maybe you're planning a day of rest. Maybe your mind is still at work. Maybe you have work tomorrow. So just allow yourself, give yourself some space. Give your mind a bit of a rest and just allow the thoughts to be there, trying not to engage with them though, just not too actively engage with them. Just take a step back, just watch like some objective observer. And we just notice that while we're sitting on the bank of our river, we're free from that river. So now bring to mind all the people in your life, and you start with your loved ones. These people were so precious and so dear. When they're even slightly unwell or a little bit off, we worry. The strangers we don't care less about. I mean, we might feel concerned, but it doesn't kind of hit us in the heart quite the same way. And then there's the ones we don't like. But really, they're all the same. They wish to be happy, and they wish to be free from suffering, and having unbelievable capacity for potential for enlightenment. And they can all change place at any time. So this one we're favoring right now, relationship might be different in 5 or 10, 20 years' time, if we're still around. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for the benefit of all these beings, by these beings of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. Seems like the situation over there in Israel just getting worse. So people there must be terrified, quite distraught. So just really open your heart to just everybody involved. There's no point taking sides at this point. It's just horrible for everyone. So I think there is no negativity that can't be purified, and this purification process is a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind so we can change that by creating positivity instead. So we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this life, on this day, in this life, in all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason we're regretting is based on this logic of karma. So having harmed others in the past, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we have a bunch of kind of latent karmic seeds laying there. So best is to pull them out before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret our delusions, and then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. And we start with refuge. So we turn to Buddha Vajrasattva, who has the methods that we can use to purify. We're not needing him to forgive us. We're just wanting to use these methods, his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, and he's made of light, and he's beautiful and smiling and accepting of who you are. He's got this sweet red mouth. His eyes are very peaceful. They're full of love and compassion. His black hair, it's held up on a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right, the left holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think of people you've harmed, think of people who've harmed you, and just develop a wish for them to be free from suffering. Well, now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely, and it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasapasamaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsasawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapasamaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hompe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. So then be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified. And think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of your speech. And Vajrasattva again very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip, the harsh speech, the useless speech, lying, talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe Vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dinapatita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta me boa sawa siddhi mimpi yatta sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. And Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And next is the purification of the mind. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you flick on the switch, that light instantly dispels the darkness in the room. So it's the same. The light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra. All the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all the attachment and neediness, anger, bitterness, depression, resentment, jealousy, grudges, all instantly dispelled. Not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified, and think there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from the mind as you recite the mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So now feel completely purified and imagine there's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even those subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And next is a power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process and a really crucial one, and this is the determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. Without making a decision like this, we're probably just going to keep on with the same old habits. So it becomes like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. It's sort of like guardrails for us. So think of something you've been working on, something you would like to work on. Maybe just something over the weekend, something simple, timeline short, doable. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. Just kind of melts into you, and you think, my guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Lama Tsopa Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles, he called them. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. And you can think of all phenomena as being empty. They don't exist from their own side. You can also think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, the positive energy you've created by doing this practice to all living beings. The bad ones, the good ones, the confused ones, the ignorant ones, everybody. And think, may all this virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then for those of you who have His Holiness, the Dalai Lama as a teacher, just make a strong prayer for His Holiness to live long long, happy, and a healthy life, for the swift return of Lam Zopa Rinpoche, and for any of your own teachers. Live a long and happy life. Okay, everybody. Lots of love. Nice to see you all. Thank you for coming, Maria. Please come back again. Lovely to have you here. And I'll see you all on Monday. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hosting, Shara. Okay.